The room was silent, except for the faint ticking of an old clock on the wall. Emily's gloved hands froze mid-air as she stared at the portrait hanging above the grand fireplace. The man in the painting, the one with calm eyes and a soft smile, was someone she knew all too well. Her heart raced, her breath caught. She turned slowly toward the elegant woman beside her and asked, trembling, "Ma'am, why is the father of my daughter in your portrait?" The older woman's face went pale. For a moment, time stood still. What followed next would uncover a truth that would change both of their lives, and remind everyone watching that kindness can connect hearts in the most unexpected ways. Hey friends, welcome back to Kindness Action, where real stories remind us that compassion still matters. If you believe in the power of kindness and second chances, make sure to hit subscribe, leave a like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Every story we tell here is a little spark of hope, and we'd love to have you as part of this community. Emily worked as a housekeeper in one of the oldest mansions in Boston. It was the kind of place with tall ceilings, chandeliers that looked like stars, and silence that carried secrets. She was 27, quiet, and hardworking, the kind of person who always smiled, even when life wasn't kind to her. 3 years earlier, she had fallen in love with a man named Daniel. He was kind, funny, and always saw the best in her. They met at the cafe where she worked part-time. He wasn't rich or famous, just warm-hearted. But one day, without any warning, he disappeared. No goodbye, no message. Emily waited, cried, and waited some more. Eventually, she found out she was pregnant. With no one to turn to, she decided to raise her daughter, Lily, on her own. Life was hard, but Lily's laughter made every struggle worth it. Emily often whispered to her daughter, "We don't need much, just kindness and love, that's enough." When Emily got the housekeeping job at the Greenfield mansion, she was just grateful for steady pay. The owner, Mrs. Greenfield, was an older widow with sharp eyes and a gentle voice. She carried herself like someone used to control but tired of loneliness. Emily respected her, kept her distance, did her work, and never asked personal questions. One bright afternoon, Mrs. Greenfield asked Emily to help clean the upstairs gallery, a room rarely open to guests. The walls were lined with portraits of family members through generations. Emily dusted carefully, admiring the golden frames and faded photographs. Then she saw him. Her heart almost stopped. The man in the portrait, elegant in a navy suit, had the same eyes, the same smile, the same face she'd memorized in her dreams. It was Daniel. For a moment, she thought she must be imagining things. But the nameplate below read. That was when she turned, voice trembling, and asked, "Ma'am, why is the father of my daughter in your portrait?" Mrs. Greenfield's hand trembled. She whispered, "Your daughter's father. Daniel." Her voice cracked. "You knew my son?" Emily nodded, tears filling her eyes. "He never told me much about his family. I didn't even know his last name. He left one day and never came back." Mrs. Greenfield slowly sank into a chair. "He didn't leave you, dear. He died 3 years ago. A car accident, on his way back from New York. We lost him before he could tell us anything." The air in the room felt heavy, but in that weight, something tender began to form, the shared grief of two women who had both lost the same man in different ways. Mrs. Greenfield reached for Emily's hand. "He used to write me letters," she said softly. "He mentioned a woman he loved, someone with kind eyes and a heart bigger than the world. I always hoped I'd meet her." Tears streamed down Emily's face. She had carried so much pain, feeling abandoned, unloved, only to find that Daniel had never meant to leave. Mrs. Greenfield whispered, "And you said you have a daughter?" "Yes," Emily said, her voice shaking. "Lily. She's 3. She looks just like him." Mrs. Greenfield smiled through her tears. "Then I suppose I have a granddaughter I never knew I had." The weeks that followed changed everything. Mrs. Greenfield asked to meet Lily, and when she did, the little girl ran straight into her arms, as if she somehow knew. What began as a story of heartbreak slowly became one of healing. Mrs. Greenfield made sure Emily and Lily were taken care of, not out of pity, but out of love. She helped Emily go back to school, found her better housing, and spent every weekend baking cookies with her granddaughter. But the real transformation wasn't in the money or the comfort, it was in the kindness that flowed between them. Two strangers, a maid and a wealthy widow, had found family in the most unexpected place. Emily often said, kindness is what brought us together. Not wealth, not blood, kindness. And Mrs. Greenfield would smile and reply, Daniel must be smiling somewhere, seeing what his love has done. Sometimes, life doesn't give us the endings we expect. But kindness, real, human kindness, can turn pain into purpose, and strangers into family. Emily's story reminds us that when we choose to care, to forgive, and to open our hearts, we create miracles we never saw coming. So wherever you are, whoever you meet today, choose kindness. Because you never know whose life, or even whose heart, you might heal. Thank you for watching this story from Kindness Action. If this touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe, and tell us in the comments. When was the last time kindness changed your life?